Maddie Mustion. Splash Live is your home for the live and exclusive Greater West Bloomfield news and interviews. We're bringing you some of the featured stories from local events and businesses to showcase our great community here in West Bloomfield. Splash Live is now 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Comcast Channel 15 and AT&T Channel 99. We are also live on Civic Center TV on the live section of your web browser and mobile device. We are giving you the updated news, events, and featured guests that are making the Greater West Bloomfield community the place to be. Every week we highlight someone from our Greater West Bloomfield community that is making an impact here. We'll now be taking submissions for our Person of the Week through the QR code on the screen. Super easy, it takes about a minute to fill out that Google form. To submit the entry, you can scan that QR code on the screen. It will pop up with the Google form. You can put that person's name, reason they should be recognized, and some contact information for them. These nominations can be educators, students, local businesses, or any other organization that you think deserves to be recognized as our Person of the Week here on the Splash Live. We're now going to dive into our community events here in Greater West Bloomfield, and we will begin with a few of those more timely events and then go into those events that are ongoing throughout the year. As the holiday season approaches, many businesses and organizations are hosting fun and festive events around the community. The first one is an event that is happening tonight. You already had to pre-register for the event. It is the West Bloomfield Park's Winter Solstice event. So this is happening tonight from 5 until 7 p.m. This is something that you would have to pre-register for, and if you already have pre-registered for that, it is going to be a fun night with your West Bloomfield community residents. They will have some food, some activities, and West Bloomfield Parks has lit up their Recreations Activity Center with a bunch of fun lights, so you can take a nice nightly stroll around there to celebrate the Winter Solstice event. It is a great event here that the West Bloomfield Parks is happy to bring back, and it will be all outside, so make sure you dress warmly. It is going to be quite chilly tonight, so if you've already pre-registered for that event, it is going to be very fun and something definitely to check out. The second event that we have that is ongoing is a Sylvan Lake Game Night event. This is going to be taking place every Wednesday when there is not a Sylvan Lake board meeting in the community center. The game night starts at 5:30 p.m. and will go to about 9 p.m. at the community center. It is open to all Sylvan Lake residents who are welcome to bring family and friends to get together and play games at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. It started off with a couple of girlfriends playing mahjong. We'll talk to Feather Buchanan, who is one of those residents that has started the game nights there. They decided to bring it into the community center and open it up to all Sylvan Lake residents. You can bring any games you would like to play. There will also be games provided as well, as this is a great way to get together with your neighbors and community members this winter. And our next ongoing event is the Farber Center Soul Studio Holiday Market. This is something that is ongoing and ending, wrapping up this week. It is the perfect place to support the Friendship Circle and the artists that made those pieces there at the Soul Studio. Is have some clothing, some jewelry, some great art pieces. You can also get a pair of sneakers customized if they are still available. If you have any questions, you can call the Farber Center Soul Studio right there off of Drake Road. They have a lot of in-house items that are made from their local artists there at the Soul Studio. These are one-of-a-kind items that will be benefiting the Friendship Circle as well as those artists that create them in-house. So it is wrapping up this week as we head into the holiday season and into the new year. And if you want to just do some shopping and also check out the Farber Center Soul Studio, they also have their Community Ties exhibition that is made by one of their local artists there that shows that communities are built on meaningful connections and friendship. And when we are working together, we are unified in both our hardships and successes. So a great market and exhibition that will be running until next week, so make sure you stop by while it is still available. And if you have an event that you'd like us to feature, you can send us a message on our social media pages at Civic Center TV and Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. We're going to take a quick break, but after that, we will check out Lolly Ella Jewelry, their pop-up shop event that they held at Sage Green Floral Shop in Keego Harbor this past weekend, and those Stretch sisters that started Lolly Ella with their mom about 14 years ago. So we're going to check that out now.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Mustion. After 14 years at a brick and mortar store in Keego Harbor, Lolly Ella Jewelry moved online in 2018, and they're now hosting pop-up shops around Metro Detroit. And this past weekend, they're right here in Keego Harbor, displaying their products for the holiday season. Let's go check out what makes this jewelry store great.
This past weekend, Lolly Ella Jewelry held a pop-up shop event at Sage Green Floral Shop in Keego Harbor to display their products. We talked to co-owner Erica Strouch about how Lolly Ella started.
So Lolly Ella started with my 4 sisters and my mom, and we always had a love for jewelry, and we always played with my grandmother's jewelry as kids. So as my youngest sister graduated from college, we came to the point that if we don't do something, we would like to do a small business, and because we love jewelry so much, it was a perfect opportunity. And we called the store Lolly Ella after our 2 grandmothers and our great-grandmother. It's their names put together. So, and we really created Lolly Ella not only because we enjoy jewelry, but we wanted to share our joy for jewelry with others and empowering women to feel better about themselves. By putting on a few accessories, it's amazing how you can take an outfit you wear all the time and just freshen up the look. Put a new scarf on, put a necklace on, put a pair of earrings on, and it makes you feel like $1,000,000. And we just really wanted to build women's self-esteem and make them feel good about themselves, and that's what we thought accessorizing does for you.
After 14 years at a brick and mortar store in Keego Harbor, Erica told us about the process of transitioning their business over to an online store.
So we transitioned from being a bricks and mortar store to online during the pandemic, and it gave us an opportunity to be doing a lot of virtual stuff with our customers and be able to still have that personal touch and that personal guidance for accessorizing, but to being able to do it virtually gives us another area to expand to other clientele. A lot of our customers actually in the area moved out of state, so being online gives them quick access for that, and then all our social media with Instagram and Facebook gives us opportunities to be able to reach new opportunities.
Their ability to host pop-up shops at Sage Green has made it easy to show their jewelry and other products to their customers in person.
So Sage Green is a wonderful place to host pop-ups. It's a gorgeous flower shop, and we love all your unique ideas, and we are wonderful pairing to do that with them. It gives us an opportunity to be able to showcase our small business in person, and now being an online business, it's nice for people to come see our jewelry and be able to accessorize in person.
With the new year fast approaching, we asked Erica what is in store for Lolly Ella in 2022 and what the new year may bring their company online and in person.
So we're looking forward to 2022 of continuing our pop-up circuit and being able to still have interaction with our customers, still do virtual stuff online because a lot of people still enjoy that too, and being able to have a greater presence here in the area.
Through their love for accessorizing and family, the Strouch family has taken Lolly Ella to new heights since moving their small business online. As 2021 wraps up, Lolly Ella hopes that the greater West Bloomfield community can support them in shopping local in the new year. Reporting for The Splash, I'm Maddie Mustion.
Thank you so much to Erica Strouch and her entire family for letting us pop into their pop-up shop this weekend in Keego Harbor. It is such an amazing jewelry place and a nice way to shop local this holiday season. So thank you to Lolly, Ella, and the Strouch sisters. We're now going to talk to Feather Buchanan. She is one of the Sylvan Lake residents who started game night at the community center. It started with a couple of her friends playing mahjong and a couple other games, and now they have made it more inclusive and brought it into the Sylvan Lake Community Center and opened it up to everyone here in Sylvan Lake. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Feather.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start out with how this started. I talked with you guys a little bit at game night the other week, and you said that it started off with you guys playing mahjong, and then you wanted to take advantage of the Sylvan Lake Community Center. But tell us a little bit about how that came about, and maybe a little bit about the friends that you play mahjong with.
Okay, thank you. We started playing several years ago, and we've been collecting people along the way. I am one of those people. I basically have just started playing in the last several months mahjong, and it happened that a neighbor said to me, "Join us," and I went, "I don't know about mahjong." She said, no, come. And I did. And so did a lot of other people. We were playing at each other's houses, which was fine during the summer because we could be outside and, there'd be plenty of room. As we got closer to the fall and winter, we thought, what are we going to do here? We need to expand this. And we spoke with and the council at Sylvan Lake and John Martin, and they agreed that we could use the community center, which is absolutely fabulous. So we started right away in November. We play Wednesday nights, 5:30 to 9. We're in the big room, so there's plenty of room for lots of people to come, and also distancing if everyone has a worry about that. And the girls, our group is just keep growing and growing and growing. So we're very, very excited about it. We have also put game night, which is cards, board games, any kind of game anyone wants to play. We're working on having a euchre, I say tournament, but it's a euchre group starting January 19th. So one of our group, Amy, is working on getting that put together. So bridge has been thrown around, euchre, pinochle, all kinds of games. And if anyone wants to bring a board game, that would be great too.
And then tell us a little bit about your time in Sylvan Lake, obviously connecting with John Martin and getting that community center. You've had to kind of know your way around Sylvan Lake. How long have you been a resident here? And then maybe tell us a little bit about your neighbors and your friends that you have started game night with.
Okay. I have lived in Sylvan Lake about 10 years on and off. We bought a house here about 4 years ago. We rented because we lived in Arizona, so we went back and forth. But my son lives here and my daughter lives here, so this is the place I want to be. And so it's worked out very well. I've known John Martin for years. My son's first house was here, and we got to know John during that time. And as far as friends that have played, this game night is very social. People, as you are aware because you were there one night, everybody is just very excited about just getting together. We've been away from each other for so long, and this is just another opportunity to get the community back out and social and in a safe environment. And the girls that have started this is a little Maj group that has been really in the city for years and years. And we now have, like Pam Friedman is teaching Maj. So she has her little group. And then, of course, we welcome everyone. And we want to get together with getting more people involved doing other games, other card games.
And then you said that it's obviously very inclusive. I went and it was such a fun time. If you have someone that is maybe a little bit tentative, if they're afraid of coming by themselves, or if they've never played Mahjong or don't really know what card game or board game they want to be playing, what would you say to them to try to entice them to come to these game nights?
Well, we welcome everyone, and we don't bite. So anyone who would like to come, we would welcome. In fact, we have. The last 2 or 3 times we've met, we had 4 or 5 people just walk in and say, I've never played, what do I do? And what we do is we sit them down at the table because you need to play to learn. And one of us sits next to them and we help them through the whole process. It is a process. I think we're all still learning. No matter how long you play Maj, you're still learning. So we're all in the same place and we welcome anyone. As I say, if they want to get a group together to play pinochle for the evening, or euchre, or canasta, or bridge, please, they can just let us know so that we can have the setups ready for them. We like to know about how many are coming so that we can set tables up for them.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Feather.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and please join us again. It was fun.
I will. I will definitely make sure to stop by.
And please have everyone else. Everyone's welcome. We'd love to see everyone.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Feather.
Thank you, Maddie.
Once again, I was joined by Feather Buchanan. She is a Sylvan Lake resident and one of those people starting that game night at the community center. We sent our Splash reporters out in downtown West Bloomfield and Keego Harbor to ask the community what their favorite thing about the winter season is. Let's go check about what Greater West Bloomfield community had to say.
Oh boy, I sure do wish there was snow on the ground. Luckily, I asked a few people downtown in West Bloomfield what their favorite winter activity is.
My favorite winter activity is sledding.
Going sledding.
Going to the zoo lights.
Winter activity, probably snowboarding. It's just something that I wake up, live, and eat. If I'm not working or if I'm not doing school, I'm in here selling snowboards, or if I'm not working or in school, I'm out on the hill hyping up the kids and just stoking up the sport.
Watching TV, sugar cookies, hot chocolate, any combination of those 3 things.
Definitely figure skating on my lake.
My favorite winter activity is snowboarding. It's just the sport I love.
I'm going to say building snowmen. I love doing that.
Making hot chocolate.
My favorite winter activity is baking Christmas cookies.
I'd have to say just staying in the house, not doing anything, watching movies.
Definitely snowboarding.
We also asked them what their favorite thing about the winter season is.
The snow. I love seeing the snow outside.
The holidays.
The holidays and spending time with family.
Christmas, of course. Come on, man. Bless God.
I actually don't mind the cold. People think I'm crazy, but I like walking outside and breathing in cold air. So as long as it's not below 10 degrees, I like the cold.
I like the cold.
Snow days?
I suppose I like the quiet. I like how snow just kind of changes the whole acoustics outside and quiets everything down.
Just the snow, seeing the lakes frozen.
Wow, what interesting answers. That's it for this edition of Testing the Waters.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I'm your host, Maddie Mustion. Today I'm joined by Susan Emerling. She is a Keego Harbor resident who is making a difference in the greater West Bloomfield community by making Christmas ornaments, selling those in local stores around here, and then giving those proceeds to the Gleaners charity. So she's going to join us and tell us a little bit about the process of making these ornaments, what's inspired these, and what those proceeds can do to give back to Gleaners. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, Susan.
Hi, thanks for having me, Maddie.
So let's start out with, how did this fundraiser start? What inspired you to start this fundraiser, and a little bit about how long you've been doing this?
Sure. So about a year ago is when I first came up with the idea for the fundraiser, and it all started out with being inspired by my parents. So their names are Harvey and Harriet. And so starting with an H. So I came up with the idea of the H Hunger Project. So in honor of them, but also in honor of hunger. And I came up with the idea of ornaments that actually can be used year round, not just for Christmas. They're of nature themes. So they're something you can enjoy all year round. And how it really started was my parents were very, very generous people. And so about a year ago, I saw that my dad was giving away money like crazy, just to every single charity. And so I said to him, I'll make a deal with you that if I come up with a project that we can do together, that you can save some money for you and Mom's health care. So this was great because I was looking for a way to also give back. So I came up with this project, and so it combined three things that I love. It combined, helping people, honoring my parents, and art, which, I love to do. And Gleaners, my husband David Emerling and I had volunteered at Gleaners. And we were there about 5 different times when we realized what a great organization. They have this huge warehouse. We went to the one in Detroit, and you gather food, and it all goes to local food banks, soup kitchens, food pantries. And how many of us haven't walked around and noticed people that are hungry? I mean, you're in the cities and you see people that are starving, so hungry. So feeding people is just so basic, and Gleaners is just a wonderful organization.
And then Susan, can you tell us a little bit about the process of making these ornaments? I see that you have some of those ornaments next to you, but can you tell us a little bit about the process of making those?
Yeah, I would love to. Obviously, that's probably the easiest thing for me to talk about, because the ornaments they're so different. There's such a variety of ornaments, and each one is really like a painting in itself. And everyone is different. For example, this one was created I actually cut up a painting that I had done, a watercolor painting, adhered it to the wood, and varnished it with a UV protection. This one has some added sequins. These ones are created, this is a can lid. All of them are hand signed on the back and a hand-drawn H for the H project. These were created by actually, I make all the paper. I take paper and I create paint. I create almost like paintings on paper. I make my own handmade paper, very colorful. And then they're all hand cut pieces adhered to this can lid and then varnished. And they're also different. These are some of the butterflies. But for example, some of these were made by actually cutting apart paintings that I had done, or hand paintings. In some cases, I draw the image and actually paint it in. So they're so different, and many of them are actually layers and layers. So just like I would do in a painting, I would actually paint and then keep looking at it day after day and add new layers and new paint till I'm satisfied with the result. So that's, pretty much how they're created. Drill holes in them, and I have my own collection of them because I just love how they're all so different. And at the different places, which we'll talk about, you can get different ones.
Yes.
I created over 230 of them, by the way, and everyone is different.
Well, those are just beautiful, and let's talk about a couple of those places that you can get those. You have those ornaments on for sale at the Winterset Galleries in Keego Harbor, at Extra Oomph in Sylvan Lake, and then at Sage Green Florist in Keego Harbor. So
Yes.
tell us, are they the similar ornaments that you have there, or are there different ones at each places?
Well, I tried to kind of gear the ornaments toward each place, but I think, so if someone really, there are people who are obsessed with a certain one, so some of them have gone to all 3 stores just to get the one that they want. But I would say at any of the stores, you're going to find a good selection. And I will say that I was amazed because I had never really spent a lot of time in each of those stores. And I was amazed that I had so much fun going in the stores and seeing what they have to offer, because they also sell artwork by other artists. And the store owners were so warm and so inviting to participate in this project for Gleaners. 100% of the proceeds from each of these ornaments, 100%, is going directly to Gleaners. So in other words, these store owners, gave up their retail space and their time collecting the money to generously, you know how this time of year, retail space in stores, and they've just been amazing. And the people that have gone in to buy them have been amazing. I want to thank everybody. The ornaments, as I said, sell for $10 each. And go on the websites. I encourage you to look for the hours of the store. Some are having special events and sales this week.
And then you also, Gleaners, create a special site for your fundraiser, and you also sell your art on Facebook. But what is the best way to go and find those ornaments this holiday season?
I would go to the stores. The stores have the best selection. I dropped off 50 ornaments at each store. And some of the stores have sold a good 20 or more already, but they still have. I had to go back to one of the stores and replenish them already, but we're doing really well. I have raised so far $1,000 for Gleaners, which I'm really excited about. The website only says 850 right now, but that's because we haven't put in all the money that the stores still have some of the money. But it's just really exciting. And my end goal is actually $2,000 for Gleaners. So you can also go on that website and donate directly. And it's just good to know sometimes when you give to a cause, you give money, but in this case, you're actually getting art in return, a handmade piece of art in return for your donation. And each one in the store has a little tag on it that says, that it goes towards Gleaners. So if you give it as a gift, it's always nice for people to know that it also went to feed the hungry.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Susan.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it, Maddie.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, everybody.
You too.
Thanks.
Once again, I was joined by Susan Emerling. She is a Keego Harbor resident giving back to the community this year. That's it for today's show. It's going to be online. If you haven't catched any of our featured events or our stories that we had, you can go at civiccentertv.com in our on-demand page. Thank you so much for joining us as we explored all of the people and events that are going on in the West Bloomfield community, in the greater West Bloomfield community. Make sure to watch any of the interviews and stories you missed on civiccentertv.com. And as always, make sure to tune in live. We're going to be here today and tomorrow, headed into the holiday season from 9:30 until 10 a.m. You can also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. For all of our friends in Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and West Bloomfield, thank you for watching The Splash.